Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. A very interesting chart at the moment, however, very frustrating and boring as well. Yeah, because whatever opportunities Natgas had so far, it hasn't really used them. But as you know, we are still waiting for at least one more low in Natgas. What could happen along the way, and that's sort of what we're waiting for a little bit of movement and let's say fun on the chart, is that we get a higher wave 4. Yeah, I explained that to you in the last few weeks in detail, that the idea is that the third wave of this decline, typically you want to have a 5-wave move in this decline here, which could then eventually end the bear market. That we obviously bottomed here in February in a third wave. Then we are still in the fourth wave and would afterwards get a fifth wave down. This is currently a scenario which is certainly getting challenged, because this scenario would include the idea that the rally of the February low to the March high was an A wave. We came down here in a B wave and we would rally next in a C wave. It's a so-called flat pattern. Most likely a so-called expanded flat, in which the B wave is overshooting to the downside and the C wave could take off, yeah, into the region of 320 at least. But the market needs to prove that this is obviously happening. How would it prove that? It would prove that in 3 steps, for everybody who's not familiar with how market structures work and how Elliott wave works. Yeah, the idea is, what do we need to see? We need to see, first of all, a 5-wave move to the upside. Could be this, yeah, wave 1. The 5 waves in wave 1 would be the first level of confirmation that the trend has shifted from a local downtrend into a local uptrend. However, there are 3 levels of confirmation in Elliott wave. So far, we've only seen 1. Yeah. The next level of confirmation would be that we need to hold this support area. So far we're doing that, but it is getting challenged. It is getting challenged. We have not made a new low yet, but we are possibly about to make it. Nevertheless, the second confirmation would be to hold above the beginning of the wave 1. We call that a wave 2 in a corrective wave. The next level of confirmation would be to break above the wave 1 high. And then we have all 3 levels of confirmation. Bear in mind, confirmation is never certainty, but if we then break above that wave 1 high, then we have the best confirmation that the market can give us that a low has been made. Again, so far we have only seen 1 level of confirmation. Yeah, and if you have been watching the videos over the last few days and over the last week, you know that we haven't really had any confirmation that this local downtrend, the correction here, is over. It then even broke below the 78.6 retracement at 197. Yes, it's holding it at the moment, but it briefly broke below it. Officially, this possibility and the potential for this structure to the upside in a C wave will be invalidated below the beginning of the wave 1. We talk here about 189, 190. Yeah, but already the break below 197 doesn't give much confidence. Okay, so always need to explain this stuff, because we get a lot of new viewers here coming into the channel, watching these videos, never watched Elliott wave before, or no idea how to understand the analysis, and they expect simple answers to a complex, volatile and dynamic market. Of course that doesn't exist. Yeah, of course that doesn't exist so far. That's why so far we haven't been able to call out a bottom here in a B wave, but we said we're exploring the idea, but we of course need to see wave 2 hold, which so far isn't happening. So if that breaks, and that's one of the advantages of Elliott wave, it tells us when we have to expect continuation of the downtrend. And unfortunately at the moment it's not crystal clear, because yes, we broke below the level, but it's not like we're consolidating below it. No, we have actually reclaimed it again. So if in the next week price drops again below 197, I think we have to deal with a continuation to the downside. If that happens, my view is, and I will take that out now, if that happens and we break below 197 again, I would then consider that, okay, we are sustaining below the 78.6 retrace. would consider that the wave 4 was actually finished here on the 6th of April. I currently don't see that as primary. The reason is why this wave 4 was very shallow. It was very shallow, but it's possible. Yeah, and then what would happen? We would be moving down now in this 5-wave move, okay? And basically what I said in the beginning, that we're still waiting for one more low in Natgas, that this is already happening now, okay? And that we are now already in the 5th wave, and that we no longer can expect a bit of a bounce in the C wave of a wave 4, which is a corrective wave anyway, so it would still lead to another low. But this is certainly a likely option if next week when the market opens again, we're breaking below the 197 level. How would this all work out then? Well, I would be looking at this here as a wave 2, a wave 2 correction, which then finished here. Let me just see that. I just want to show you the possible micro count for this wave 2 correction, because that could be finished then. And if we obviously break below the wave 1, which is that 190 level, then we have to expect that we are already in the 3rd wave down. Now, I can't really give you a target for the 3rd wave yet. I need to see confirmation first if we are really breaking down. But let's first of all look at the subwave count, get a bit of education, show how this can be labeled, because not much is going on in the market. So we have a bit of time. We have a bit of time for that. But yeah, I would be, let me think. Yeah, so if we zoom out a little bit, where are we here on the 16th of April? Yeah. So I'd be watching, I'd be looking at this as a WXY structure. So wave W here, yeah, an X wave low. Let me actually think. It could be W. Okay, it's probably here, and then the Y wave sits here. So we have a WXY. Again, in the wave W, that would be an ABC structure. In the X wave as well, ABC, or even WXY in the X wave, and then the Y wave as well, an ABC. But how to label the subwaves here, not really relevant. Yeah. What I find more important is now to look at the possible 3rd wave to the downside and how that would unfold. And that's also why I would like to see now that break below the wave 1 to label that further, because, by the way, I need to change the wave degree before we carry on, because if this is the count, then we probably have the 1st wave of the 3rd wave there already complete. It would look as follows. I would then say, okay, wave 1 of 3 already finished. We are now in the wave 2 of 3, and would do something like this. But I need to see the depth of the wave 2 pullback probably next week to be able to calculate the target for the 3rd wave. So looking at the subdivisions here, it would be like that. Yeah, and then we would say that within this 1st wave, we had 5 waves complete as well. Natgas is very messy to count, I can tell you that, but we'll be looking at this as a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. And if you're wondering why the subwaves look so much like 3-wave structures, that's because I'm counting that as a leading diagonal in which these subwave structures are ABC structures. So this is what I'm watching for now. If this is now a wave 2, then price now should not get above the 226 level anymore. That's a 78.6 retracement. Ideally, a wave 2 wouldn't get above that level. So this is sort of the situation we're now dealing with on the Natgas chart. This was obviously the spot chart. So let's take a look at futures. I'm not going to go through all of that on the futures chart, but we can talk about the relevant levels because the context is basically the same. Also here, still a possible bullish count. Yeah, it so far avoided to break below the 78.6 retracement. We're holding that $2 level that I highlighted for the bullish count, or not bullish count. Don't want to say bullish count, but the short-term bullish count in a C wave. Yeah? That's still holding. But But again, also here, if next week we break below the $2 level and sustain below it, then also here we have this wave count that we're heading down directly in a 5-wave move. Let me just put that onto the chart, and we will also say here wave 1 done, now in a wave 2, and then this last wave down would complete the overall bear market. If we are now in a wave 2 of a wave 5 to the downside, then price should not break above 242 anymore. Again, if it does that, it's most likely something more bullish short term, right? But yeah, that's my update about Natgas. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.